Hello. So the diastasis series is gonna start with the lifestyle consideration. Why? It's because doing exercises, especially TA, which is the transverse abdominis activation, and activating the whole core is very important, but it's not going to get you far if you're not going to eliminate the things that might be causing the belly to become separate or apart more. So the most important thing is a posture check. Okay, so how do we do a posture check? We turn to the side in front of the mirror, and because always when we stand like this, we just stand very nicely. We do this thing that either we shake and then we stand, or we jump and we stand and we see ourselves. Okay, what's supposed to happen is that the ribs supposed to be stacked underneath the hips, this sort of way. So you see, here I am having a lumbar curve that is a little bit pronounced, but what I'm doing, I'm kind of pushing my belly up, you see? It's completely, if I think about my ribs being here as a line and my hips being here as a line, they're not aligned at all, okay? And by this position, what I'm doing is I'm stretching my stomach even more. So what I'm having is I'm shortening the back muscle and I am completely lengthening, desactivating the core muscle. So if this is the posture that you're having 90% of the time, it is sort of pronouncing your diastasis even more. So what we need to do, thinking about those two lines, you want to go here. When I'm in this position, do you see I straight away activated my core? My glutes have been activated, but they are not tucked under. I'm not sitting in here because that's not a kind of position of like tucking the glutes under and just slouching in here. Again, ribs and hips position is completely off. You see, it's here. So I have my glutes that are neutral, they're activated, my core is activated, and I am in a good alignment all the time, thinking about activation of the core, not training the muscles all the time. So your job would be to identify this position, identify how it feels, and then put little reminders around your house, in a fridge, maybe on the phone, maybe on your watch, maybe somewhere like on a computer, that reminds you, okay, check your posture, check your posture, check your posture. So automatically, you do this thing that, okay, you're like, okay, am I again like this? Right, let's activate the core. Let's be in this position. Let's work like this for like at least 5 minutes. Then forget about it, go back to this. But it's fine. Because you do it 5 times a day, every day, by the end of 4 weeks, you're going to be walking like this, not like this. Second thing is standing up and lying down. So when we have diastasis, we should absolutely avoid any sort of crunches, okay? So to avoid any sort of crunches, we cannot be crunching when we're standing up or lying down. So I am here, I need to lie down. I cannot do this. Because what I'm doing, again, I'm straining my muscles. I cannot do this because I'm straining my muscles. So what I'm supposed to do is it's supposed to go lie down on the side and then lie down on the back. The same thing. I'm supposed to lie down on the back, push myself up, and then stand up. Okay? Third thing is constipation and bloating. When we're constipated, obviously we're straining. When we're straining, we're sort of pushing a lot of air towards the belly, and then we're sort of again building that intradural pressure that is kind of separating the abs even more. That's number one. When we're bloated and gassy, obviously the bowel is not happy, but it also pushes the abdominal wall out. Okay, so those are the diet considerations, not really lifestyle, but this is something to be aware of. And then the last thing about the straining again, so it's, for example, any sort of lifting and any sort of movements like sneezing, coughing, etc. We want to make sure that we activate the abdominal wall and the pelvic floor together, okay? So just busting the myths, pelvic floor is not separate from core and core is not separate from pelvic floor. Everything works in synergy, okay? So whenever we are having I want to activate my abs and I don't activate my pelvic floor, I bear down the pelvic floor and the pelvic floor is going to go. If I do, on the other hand, squeeze my pelvic floor, but I just completely forget about the abs in there, it's not going to work. But also, I am not going to have this nice and strong connection in here. So if I am about to sneeze, if I don't do anything, I'm going to do this. Again, little crunch, not really good. So what I want to do is I want to activate, engage, and then even if I do this, it's going to be on an activated core, so I'm going to separate the upside.